Hello, this is Redjoy, and this is our playthrough for Fallout 2. We just wrapped up everything in Klamath, and now we're going to head over to the Den. We've heard all about how the Den is a hive of scum and villainy. Doesn't look like much, but we better do a quick save. Got the F6, thank goodness. And we just got robbed. Literally minutes upon entering town, we just got robbed. We have no idea what they stole. They could have taken one of our 40 billion beef jerkies. Or they could have, yeah. So we're going to have to try to get that back. And now, don't kill them. I'll explain why later. But let's talk to Rebecca. Rebecca, we asked about Vic. She says that Metzger's got him. Who's Metzger? Metzger, he is a slave master on the east side of town. He's a hard dude. But we're going to ask if she has any work for us to do. Maybe we can get some money and buy Vic back. Maybe we can figure out how to solve that issue. Fred, she talks about Fred. She loaned Fred $200, and wants to get that money back. So we're going to head back. We'll head to this area here, right? Got robbed probably again. We talked to this guy, Flick. We ask him about his accent, and he gets all huffy and puffy, and he threatens us to fight. We're going to hold off on that for the moment. Right? No need to fight him just yet. We're going to ask him what he does around town. And what he does is he's a provider. Right? We ask, okay, well, what does he provide for? He provides for the children. Oh, those little munchkins that keep stealing stuff from our pockets. Why? Yes, that's exactly what he's doing. He is basically their thief master, right? Where they take little stuff away from anybody who enters these establishments. And when he does, they bring him that stuff back. And he then sells it back to the people who he's stealing from. Yes, he is indeed a shithead. But I would warn you, don't kill the children. Oh, by the way, here's all the stuff that they've stolen. It's good stuff, right? Don't kill the children. You get a really bad trait on your character sheet in case you do. So killing the children, not a good call. I tried one time stealing back from the kids, but my steal skill was not very high. So we can ask him about Vic. We'll go ahead and ask him about Vic. He is in the Slavers Guild. Okay, he's clearly directing me there. And I think I want to pick a fight. I think I want his stuff. That's the way it works, right? If I take his stuff, then I win, right? Now, this guy joins in too. Not sure who that was. Knock him out. And get his inventory. So much stuff that I can't carry it alone. So naturally, we gotta talk to Sulik in order to help us carry some of the stuff, right? Unfortunately, the other guy who joined in, guess who that was? It was Fred. Fred's dead. Fred shouldn't have joined in that fight. Which is unfortunate because Fred does actually have some nice stuff. If you help him out, he will help us out later on, like several months later. So, well, it's a little while. But for the moment, we can ask some questions. We can trade some stuff. That's exactly what we're going to do. We'll chat with this lady here. This lady, Leanne. So we could be proud and say we are the chosen one, or we can be a little more humble and say, hey, apparently my ancestor was a person who went out and defeated the Master. The Master ran his own army of super mutants and was going to threaten to turn the entire area's human population into super mutants. Go out and attack communities and capture anybody, particularly vault dwellers, which is where our ancestor came in. Our ancestor was the person who left his vault to find a water chip, and upon traveling the wastes, came upon a bunch of different towns, came upon ghouls and radiated pits and things like that. He also came across those super mutants. And so after he found the water chip and brought it back, his overseer asked him to go out and resolve the super mutant threat. No pressure, right? Well, he gets some help. He gets some help from a group called the Brotherhood of Steel. He gets some help from the Followers of the Apocalypse. A couple of gangs help him out until finally he takes down both the super mutants and the cult associated with them, called the Followers. I can't remember what they're called. But anyway, we're going to give a little money to this guy. And what she was explaining, Leanne in the bar was explaining, by the way, we got some experience points for that. So always listen to that story because it's kind of a cool story. Basically, after the Master fell, super mutants all went out, kind of formed their own kind of either bands or communities, or just went on the whole rampage or whatever. And then the members of this cult went out and just committed mass suicide because they had no purpose of life anymore. So let that be a lesson. If you join a cult, have a backup plan for life. But don't join a cult, kids. It's not healthy. It's you distance yourself from your family. You probably will get sexually abused by somebody. It's going to be dreadful. Just don't do it. It's bad for you. It's bad for your health. It's really bad for your taxes and your finances. And Kool-Aid isn't so tasty. So we're going to sell a ton of stuff that we don't need. So the whiskey, because I don't end up having my character drink whiskey unless he's in the social situation. He's a social drinker, right? What are we going to end up getting? We're selling stuff for quite a bit. So I think I end up getting the Desert Eagle. Do I get that right away? Or I get some stim packs. I get a couple of stim packs. I don't need the brass knuckles. Just right away. That's a lot. I'm trying to balance out the finances here. Okay, so yeah, with this system of trade and barter and stuff like that, I know it's obviously more realistic. Places aren't going to have the massive finances, right, that everybody else does. But I'll sell the shotgun because I don't think the shotgun's going to be useful for my character. But I just find this style of exchange to be very time intensive indeed, right? Especially considering you have to drag the money in, you have to type in the money that you want. You get close to the amount. And of course, the fonts that they use is not great, so I'm sure that there's a mod out there that improves the font for the text, for the numbers in particular, because the letters you can read pretty easily, but the numbers not so much, right? So the extra pair of spiked knuckles. What did we go with to even it up? Check on that. I am not buying the jet. I think that evens us out. All right. Well, first off, we sold all of those golden gecko pelts, so that's nice. Trade up our pistols. Check on our 12 to 18. Yep. We're going to keep the hunting rifle because it's going to be useful later on. We got a lot of cash. And we're going to go next door. It looks like a gang of gentlemen with a lady. What does this lady want? Her name's Laura. She runs a gang. Don't cause trouble. We're not causing trouble. We just beat up thieves. So she asks us to investigate a church downtown or on the east side and to just check out what's going on. Don't start a fight. Don't pick anything. Don't mess with anybody. Just don't, just check out what's going on, right? So this guy here, and this guy, his name is Tyler, and Tyler is been paid by Metzger to watch this stuff, right? So we can use the excuse saying, oh, Metzger wants us to check on his stuff, right? And this guy, I don't know how high of speech you need in order to get in. We're able to get in. We're able to look around. It took me quite a bit to figure out what exactly I needed to push in order to actually do it. I didn't want to steal the stuff or even rifle through the boxes at first, but then I ended up just biting the bullet, quick saving because I don't want to pick a fight with anybody. And I finally looked in, and it turns out it's chemicals. Chemicals most likely from drugs. Oh, this gal here, we can pay her to sleep with us. We're not going to do that. It's just money. This guy here, he wants us, he's trying to have us buy stuff. And the hole. I feel nothing good ever comes from naming something the hole. It just doesn't. Unless it's an actual hole that's in the ground. You dig it up. Nothing good. It's kind of like internet videos that start with a guy on the top of a roof. Nothing good ever comes from it. So anyway, so this guy is selling whiskey for $20 a shot. That's crazy. That's crazy. No matter, even in today's economy, that's crazy, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to figure out why on earth he's selling it for so much. He's selling it for so much because he has to get all of his whiskey from New Reno, which is another town down the way. And so he does give us the job to actually chat with or try to investigate what the New Reno folks or what the other bar, Rebecca's bar, is doing differently. Then we got this guy. This guy, a very drunk person. And this guy talks about him as Carl. Carl is visibly drunk, but it looks like he's had some trauma, right? It looks like he's had some issues with his farm in another town. And this is Mom. But you're not my mom. She's like, I know I'm not your mom, but, everybody calls me Mom, so, I take care of everybody here. Okay. Well, let me ask you about something else. So we're going to ask about Vic. She talks about Vault City. Now, Vault City is a different spot, right? It's not clarified if that's actually Vault 13 or not, but let's ask if there's anything to do here in town. Deliver food to Smitty. Okay, well, we can deliver food to Smitty. We can do that. Here's Smitty's meal. And we're just going to go ahead and bring it over. Let's check on our quests here in the den. Bring a meal to Smitty in the den. And Smitty's on the other side here. And he's got himself a little shop. It's I guess a junk shop. We deliver the meal, so he's happy for that. We get a little karma and some experience for that. And he has this beautiful car out front. Well, okay, beautiful is not quite the right word. Almost functional car. In the Fallout universe, that's good enough to be considered beautiful. Anyway, so is a highwayman. And they... my AC just kicked on. And he's trying to see if he can get it running. He'll then be able to sell it, or at least get out of town. 2,000 gold. Or sorry, 2,000 bucks will sell it. We do have a car part, but it's not the right car part he needs, and we don't have quite the money to replace it. We are definitely going to aim to pick this up. When we get the car part, we're heading right back to the den, and we're gonna buy the car. We're gonna buy the car, have him repair it. Bada bing, bada boom. So, because the car will help us to travel around the world, it will also be a nice storage place for our stuff. So, plus it's a good ride for the people that we're going to pick up along the way. So we can keep our eyes open for a fuel cell controller. So, will I be in this town? Alright. Let's check if he has anything to barter. He's got a couple of things, but not really anything that we want to purchase at this time. Alright, let's see what other quests we need. Car's part for him. Trying to get Rebecca's book from Derek. We got that job. So now let's talk to Laura and see if Laura can pay us. So he's got chemical compounds inside that church. Seen caravans from Fault City come in, and then some go to New Reno. New Reno is the drug capital around here. So New Reno, even worse than the den. So the den is kind of like the crack house, whereas New Reno is like the crack dealer. And maybe Vault City. I think Vault City supplies the raw chemicals there, if I'm not mistaken. Now I'm sure someone's going to leave a comment below and be like, dude, Redjoy, you're completely wrong. It's not at all how it is. Not at all. New Reno is amazing. I'm sure it is. Anyway, so we'll let her. Oh, this is where we get the book back from. That's weird. It ended up in my quest. So I was trying to see if I can get into that back door, but couldn't really. I might have to sneak in sometime. I'm not quite sure how. All right. Now is, I guess, a good time of any to talk to Metzger, because Laura asked us to talk to Metzger to see it's okay if we kick the crap out of Tyler, or she kicks the crap out of Tyler, to show off how much of a badass she is, I guess. So, Slavers Guild. Now we have the option to join. That's stupid. Don't do it. But I like the fact that they included that as an option. So we're asking about Vic. Merchant. Old vault stuff. Yeah, he's boned. Metzger's pre-host. That's not how he would talk. I'm pretty sure Minnesota is just fine in this universe. So anyway, let's ask about various things. All right. Where do you get your slaves? Yeah, if you end up joining the Slavers Guild, they brand your forehead as a slaver. You go on slave missions to get cash, and everybody hates you. That's not the way I mean, our charisma, it's not terrible, but it's not great to begin with. So we better skedaddle out of here. No, not skedaddle out of here. Let's talk to Metzger and then try to figure out how to get Vic out of here. Metzger's in the back room. Chat with our man. Metzger asks what we want. Metzger's a clone of me. I don't approve. He's a bald-headed dude. I'm a bald-head. I'm the bald-headed dude. So anyway, we ask about if Laura can kick the crap out of Tyler's ass. He says, go ahead. Now let's talk about Vic. Oh, you can also sell your other companions. Because why the heck not, right? So he is keeping Vic here. Because Vic was trying to fix a radio for him, right? Vic is actually a good repair guy. So that Metzger could listen in for the Enclave and I'm guessing New Reno, right? Some sort of authority figures. And Metzger's like, why am I talking to you about this? You should talk to Vic himself. So let's talk to Vic through the bars here. So, try to see if we can get him out. A lot of it's going to be back and forth between Vic and Metzger, but so Vic sells his side of the story where he's like, listen, I didn't have the right parts to fix his radio, so because I didn't have those right parts, he now has me locked up here. So fortunately, we grabbed the radio in his apartment, the apartment that was trapped and could have blown us up. Stupid Vic. Anyway, so we give Vic the radio. Maybe some money might clear things up. Oh, we didn't ask that. Let's actually ask about the money. See how much. Selling us $1,000. I'm going to say I can't afford it yet, but spoiler alert, we end up paying it. But because we got to talk to Metzger, we got to talk to Vic, and he's threatening to sell me off. We end up fixing up the radio. About Vic. Maybe some money might clear things up. Okay, here. $1,000. That's really annoying, but we fortunately had the money. And we got him now. Thank you, I'm forever in your debt. Tell me where Vault 13 is. Here we go. Vault 13. Where is it? Vault 13 is Vault City. So that's where he got his flasks. Vault City. He didn't get his flasks from the actual Vault 13. He got them from Vault City. So now he's going to travel with us. We're going to give him the hunting rifle so he can keep his distance. Tell him to snipe the enemy. Now the nice thing is with combat control is we actually control what he does. So, all right, now we talk to Laura. So Laura wants to hit back at Tyler, right? She's already okayed it with Metzger. So now what she wants us to do is she wants us to find some sort of weakness or something that we can use in order to level out the fight. That's going to be our job. let's ask Tyler, how's it going? It's like a buddy of mine want the tables. He's sharing the wealth. So big plans. He's doing a party for us tonight at his place. Yeah. That's what you want to tell everyone around you. You know what? We're going to be so drunk we can't guard things properly. And so they're going to have a skeleton crew. And she says, you're not going to get your money until you help us evict the guards. Take out the skeleton crew. And that's exactly what we're going to do. Right? So we're going to move in. They rush right in. Laura just goes right face to face. Good job, I guess. Well, the merc misses, so. I'm a melee guy at this point, so I don't want to be rushing in. What am I going to do? I'm going to hit him in the face. I think Sulik is better in melee than I am. I'm jealous, but... Alright. Vic with the hunting rifle. It's actually a pretty good choice considering he'd probably be garbage in melee combat. That's fine. See if we can get a little closer with Vic. Yeah, I dropped the aim function on my fists. Try to figure out my positioning here. I don't want to get in between Vic and his firing. Because I'm sure the other mercs are going to, the other gang members are going to do that. We win with 17 HP left. So let's heal up a little bit. And then we're going to head over to take out Tyler. Divide and conquer. Woot. Use that. Heal ourselves up. Take their stoof. We'll sell their stoof later. And then let's head on over to beat the crud out of Tyler. Tyler's so shocked. Oh my gosh. Curse your inevitable betrayal. That's not the quote. That's not the quote. Barely the quote. Do I want to fire in melee? Am I hitting him in the face? I'm hitting him in the face. I can't tell who is who here. That's the problem. Right? It's so crowded in this house. Redjoy, the one with the red outline, they're the bad guys. I missed. He didn't. Yeah, I think we give up on trying to do aim. Go on in. Laura just takes a sledgehammer right to the face, I think. You know who else has a sledgehammer? Our boy Sulik. Go on in, Sulik. least they leave the door open for us. That's nice. I had no idea what to shoot at. The mass of people. Ah, yes. The glories of Fallout 2. There we go. Alright, she said we did it. She says when we're done, we head back to the church to get our reward. We're going to grab all this stuff out of here. All this loot. Let's go chat with some folks here in the residential area. Got some squatters in this building here. We got a little kid here. His name's Bobby. I live here with my dad. Aw, that's really sweet. Except he doesn't really like his dad much. His dad's kind of a deadbeat. He beats him up. He brings home different women. They beat him up. That's not very nice. Poor kid. Doesn't sound like you're too fond of your dad. May I ask why? He explains why. I just explained why. He explained why way better if you read the text. Which, Redjoy is a huge jerk because he doesn't let us actually read the text. You have to pause the video in order to read it. So that does sound horrible, Bobby. Your father has no right to treat you like that. No parent does. So. Well, we can't take him with us. Although I'm pretty sure he would be a crafty little fella, wouldn't he? Yes, he would. You'd be a crafty little fella. No, he probably wouldn't do anything for us except get himself killed by some Enclave soldier or something like that. But what we can do is try to find a home for him. He's a bit hungry. So what we will do is go to the one place that has good meals. Mom! Mom makes us a meal because we delivered food to Smitty. Aw. Thanks, Mwah. That's actually really nice. And it also counts as a nice little rest for us. So, we'll ask her about the orphans around town. We say we have a lot of orphans around town. She says it's a shame. There's not much that she can do to get by. And we can either respond really hostilely and be like, if I catch one of those little rats, I'm going to wring his throat. Or we can be civil, like a decent human being, and say, well, I don't want to leave this situation in a bad place. She says that there is a building that's been taken over by squatters and that it could be used as an orphanage for the kids. But she's tried to get the squatters out, and the squatters won't leave. But Redjoy, of course, being a cunning linguist, maybe can use his skill of rhetoric to convince these fine gentlemen that their continued presence, unqualified presence upon the property of Mama's desire is inappropriate. So we're going to head all the way back. But before we do, swing by the church to get the money. Get that cash. All right. So let's go ahead and talk to these guys. I want you and your friends out of this building. Put in your Kevin Conroy voice and lay down some intimidation. Unless you brought us 1,000,000 coins. 1,000,000 coins. Why not show some human decency for once? That's precious. Listen, you have two choices. Either you walk out of here on your own 2 feet, or I can remove you by dragging you out. Yeah, that's intimidation, son. That's some strength 10 intimidation. But, carrot and the stick. He did feel bad. What we can do is we can talk to mom and see if she can offer them a job. Right? Maybe she can. Then they can get a little bit of money. This little area can actually be cleaned up a little bit. You know what? That doesn't sound like a bad idea. They clean up a bit. Let's go talk to mom. The squatters said they'd leave, that they're sorry for causing trouble. That's that intimidation. But they're currently cleaning the place. I was wondering if they could get jobs. If you could offer them, some of them, jobs. She said she'll see what she can do. Hopefully they'll have things cleaned up and set up. And we get a meal. Yay! And we get a level. Yay! All right. So I looked through a whole bunch of this stuff. I think the big one I want is bonus move, right? Because mobility in turn-based combat is huge. So let's go ahead and finally chat with this gentleman. He knows our name. It's Joshua. Joshua, I don't recall you telling you my name. He says, recent activities have drawn attention to you. Well, I did beat the crap out of a bunch of gangers in a church. And a local thief. And I helped to establish an orphanage. And I brought a meal to the junkyard dealer. So clearly I'm the saint of this town. Anyway. So, I wanted to see if you have see if you can answer any of my questions, Mr. Banner guy. Yeah, it says we get one question, so we better make it good. Let's see if he can help us find Vault 13. Plenty of rumors about Vault 13. None speak of their whereabouts. Good luck to you, you jackass. Mr. Banner boy. But that wraps us up today. So thank you all so much for watching. Take care and good luck. We're all counting on you.